What an honor the priest has after the words of scriptures are proclaimed. The priest stands up and he gets to reveal the good news. Good news, Hawks win. Hawks win, okay? Now, metaphor time, for all my sports people. For those who are not into sports, Father, please do not bring down our gospel and the good news by bringing up the Hawks. Well, they were down, considered out by some, maybe dead, and they got back up. It's a metaphor. You get it? So, in all due sincerity, in the most sincerest way possible, whatever may be plaguing you, whatever trauma, in some cases because of motion, psychology, drama, the resurrection should hoist you up. You should be buoyed up by the hope that the Lord got back up. He's alive. Your dead relatives who you miss dearly, the ones you loved, well, even the ones you didn't love, they're alive. It's got to be a central focus of our faith. Our faith without the resurrection is kind of like hockey without a goalie. No, actually you can pull a goalie. Without a net, without a goal. We have to be conscious and focused constantly on this promise and this victory already won for us, awaiting us if we choose to participate. And I love the James Bond movies where the guy, not James Bond, Mission Impossible. If you choose to accept this mission, these are the consequences. And your affiliation with our agency will be denied. If you choose to accept this mission, there'll be hardship, there'll be misunderstanding, there'll be crosses, there'll be suffering, there'll be wounds. But if you cooperate, there will be a resurrection. Please, let nothing distress you, disturb you, distract you from the ultimate purpose and goal of why we are here. Now, they're all locked in a room for fear of the Jews. These same men who locked themselves up for fear of the Druids would be the guys in Ireland. The Jews died horrible deaths as martyrs for the name of our Lord Jesus Christ and Savior. So obviously, something radically transformed them. Something clearly existed after the fact that wasn't there prior to. From, oh, I'm scared of the Jews coming to get me, to Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior, and if you're going to kill me, get on with it. I'm not changing my mind. This is not an opinion. This is the supreme truth of our faith, and if it means death, it means death. Okay, that's all prefatory remarks. There's 4 points. You got Pope John the 23rd, who's a saint. You got Pope John Paul II, who's a saint today. You got Divine Mercy, and you got St. Thomas. Let's start with St. Thomas, whom our church is named after, known as Doubting Thomas. Simple question. Monsignor answered it before I came here, which was great because it makes the homily quicker for you. Thomas doubted at first, and it's a rhetorical question. Do not answer. He doubted at first. Why? Because when the Lord first appeared, he wasn't with the apostles. He wasn't with the church. He wandered off on his own. Hey, I'm not here to criticize or judge you or people you know. But when you wander away from the church, it's easy to get lost. It is. No judgments here. Just a matter of fact. When you leave a good group of friends and hang out with a bunch of bums, the likelihood of you becoming a bum, very high. You know, my father's been dead a long time. He was a sergeant detective, and he was able to walk into a room of I can't say sophisticated people, but high-ranking people of all stripes and colors, and know by association who was who. Why is that guy talking to that guy? Why is the banker guy talking to that funny guy over there who we all know who that guy is? That's not a good relationship. And why is the lawyer, who's in good stead, why is he hanging out with those mafioso guys over there? The point is, kids, you only go as far as your friends. Stick with the church, especially young people. Middle-aged and old too. They're all dropping off, sadly. But young people, stick with the church. Stay with her. As you stay with her, as you celebrate with her, notice Jesus appeared on the 8th day. It was Sunday he showed up. Why do we call it the 8th day? Because after the resurrection, God has recreated the world. He's regenerated us by the promise of the resurrection. So in essence, It's a new day. This is the... See, if you guys were keyed up, we could have went into one. We could have rehearsed before Mass. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. Seriously, this isn't rhetoric. This isn't cliche. It's unfortunate that too many of us live our days routinely like it was yesterday. Today isn't yesterday. Today isn't tomorrow. Monsignor loves telling people this, actually he tells me. People who are guilty, they live in their pasts. They haven't reconciled their pasts. People who are anxious, they live in their futures. How about living in today? Today's the day. Today's the 8th day. Today's the day the Lord showed up. So the Lord, not wanting to chastise Thomas, not wanting to condemn Thomas, he goes after Thomas. So the next time Thomas goes and runs around with the right people, on a Sunday, behind locked doors, he shows up again. And he says, Thomas, I love you so much. I died on the cross for you. Look, it's like mom to your children. It's like a mother to her kids. Like a father to his children. What do I got to do for you? For all the kids who disrespect their parents still. What do I got to do for you to prove to you I love you? Mom and Dad, I sincerely mean this. If I was a parent, and I got a recording. See, I have to monitor my own thoughts now. Because they got me on tape. Seriously. Because I'd be misunderstood. What I wanted to say was, they threw me in jail. I couldn't put up with my kids' ingratitude. And for some of you, give your kids everything. It's like Jesus to Thomas. What haven't I done for you? Why do you persist in your unbelief? Why are you so ungrateful? Why are you so unhappy? We're celebrating John Paul II. His mom died when he was a kid. His brother died in his 20s. His father died when he was in his late 20s, early 30s. All his priest friends were murdered or taken off to the concentration camps. You know, at one point at Dachau, there were more priests. At Dachau, they called it in the history of the world, the largest monastery. Because there were so many priests waiting execution and forced labor to death. And here we are. So all my children out there, to all the kids who are at this Mass, and for the kids throughout the world, from your parents to the Lord, it's the same thing he said to Thomas. What do you want from me? You want to feel it? You want to see what it feels like? Paying the bills, putting the roof over your heads, sending you to school, worrying about your health, worrying about who you're hanging around with. If you're 16 or older and you're driving, you're past curfew. Boy, would that kill my mother when I did that to her as a kid. That was awful. She's forgiven me now, so she says, it's been 30 years, Mom, please forgive me. But it's awful. But Jesus goes out of his way to say, look, Thomas, whatever you need for me to do to prove to you it's me, go ahead. Now, I don't suspect for one iota Thomas actually went up and put his finger in Jesus' wounds. My perception of it is he prostrated himself and fell down to his knees and said the great words, my Lord and my God. Many of us taught by the nuns were taught to say those words when the host is elevated. My Lord and my God. So stick with the church. That's a very important thing. Does the church make mistakes? In men, yes, she does. In doctrine, no, she doesn't. This is actually the perfect worship. I hang around with these guys at Starbucks. They're not all, most aren't Catholics. They're good. I'm trying to say something nice. They're conservative men. They're nice guys. They're okay. I got to hang around something to do once in a while. But a lot of them are Christians. But when they want to give us an attack, the Catholic Church, their attack usually is, or their bait is, you Catholics, you do the same thing every Sunday, same thing. And my response is, maybe we perfected it. Maybe we got it right. Maybe this is how it's supposed to go. You go to Mass, you hear the readings, like the first reading. They went to the temple, they heard the readings. And because the Christians were being outlawed and being persecuted, they went back to the house and they broke the bread. They had Mass. Maybe the church, the Catholic Church, actually brings together the synagogue and the temple in the new and everlasting covenant. So my question to you is, with John the 23rd in mind and John Paul II, are you proud of your faith? Do you comprehend the breadth and the depth of the corporal and spiritual works the church accomplishes on a daily basis throughout the world through fallible human beings? Are you able to see through the sins of priests, unfortunately and sadly and sorrowfully God's mysterious hand still affecting the growth in other people? Did you know at this parish alone, last Saturday, 6 people were baptized? 6 people were baptized last Saturday. And 28 people confirmed. Did you know 1 million plus were added to the church around the world, Catholic Church, this year alone through the RCA process? These are all positive things. Look, John the 23rd, quickly. John the 23rd was elevated to sainthood today by Pope Francis in Rome. If John the 23rd stood for anything, it was an international, universal call to lay people, it's who you are, holiness and commitment. If I can offer one great suggestion, I want you to look at the host, or when I elevate it, receive reverently and humbly. But when you leave, please accept your mission and responsibility. There's only 40,000 priests in the United States of America. 70 million Catholics. 70 million, 40,000. Who do you think is responsible for more of the change? I'm looking at them. Accept your responsibility. It's about, it is. I can get up here and look. I did a wedding yesterday. I didn't get married. I was the priest. And I had a kid who was 2 years older than me. I was classmates with his brother. And he came out after the wedding and he said, "That was awesome. You did a great job. And oh, it was funny. And it was great. And you made some good comments." And I said, "Pat, are you coming back to church?" "Well, seriously, does it really?" I shouldn't say it doesn't matter, but no matter how eloquent, what kind of orator, whoever gives you a good shtick up here or homily, if it doesn't affect change, what did it account for? My mother's already proud of me. I got that from her. It's your change. It's your conforming into the image and likeness of Christ. It's your growing in the depth of your faith and spirituality. That's what John the 23rd stood for. John Paul II, certainly a focus on young people. A focus on young people. Thinking John Paul II never thought a person was too young to give themselves to Jesus Christ. And to elevate their consciousness and to call them to responsibility. To not be afraid of telling the truth. Whenever we do the kids' masses in here, someone just told me to this Hope Monsignor and Father Simon don't watch this tape, but they like to bring the kids around. You see priests who do this. And it's so cute. So wonderful. Can all the kids, I'm kidding, can all the kids just come up here right now? We're going to do a little, and I know I'm going to anger somebody, but this is my opinion, so just deal with it. The mass will be over in 35 minutes. So, hi, Billy. This is a sign, and we'll do a skit, and I'm sure it works. I'm just from a different school. Billy, here's the deal. You're 6. Stop talking back to your mother. What part of that don't you get? So someone told me, I go, "Father," that's what they said. And I'm not going to tell you who it was. Someone in the music group. They said, "Father," not this group, they don't do that. They don't do that mass. Different group. Said to me, "Father, I just want to tell you, give you whatever it's worth, an observation. Whenever they're doing it, the kids are being kids." When I talk, they listen. And I'll tell you why. I don't talk to them like little babies. I talk to them like serious individuals. And I raise the bar. I tell them the truth, and I call them responsibility. That's how we should treat our young people. None of this goo-goo gaga stuff anymore. Hey, how about this? If you're 35 or older, I don't know how old you got to be. I wasn't treated like that. That wasn't how they treated me. You did something wrong, you were out of line, you knew it. And you felt bad about it. Bad enough you talk back to your mother. You don't feel bad about it? You should feel bad about it. You should confess it. You should go kiss her. "Mom, I'm sorry, I had a bad moment." We all make sins, but at least feel bad about it. John Paul II took special time with the young to elevate them, to raise up their dignity, to call them to mission. So if John Paul II stands for anything for us, it's evangelization. Are you proud of your Catholic faith? Or are you still apologizing to people? I suspect a good deal of knowledge would give you the weaponry, would give you the confidence, would give you the inspiration and encouragement to say proudly and boldly, "I'm a Roman Catholic." And you know, men, ladies, older people, which means I think at this point anyone 18 or older, if you're ever in a conversation about the faith, and because God bless these Protestants, they're awesome and they know the scriptures very often better than you. I didn't say me. I said, better than you. And if you get in a dispute with one of these people, get my name and number. And just whip it out of your pockets. Call Father Koutnik. He'll talk to you on the phone right now. No, seriously, everyone's got a cell phone. 455-5400, extension 402. Call it. Say, you know what? Good move, good move. Hang on. Yeah, talk to my priest. No, serious. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know, don't be afraid to say you don't know. It takes a real man and a real woman, the confidence and the courage and humility. I don't know that. I don't know that. Do you remember how this gospel ends? Jesus said and did many other things that are not written in this book. Remember that phrase. Where's that in the Bible? Where's that in the Bible? Where's the sign of the cross in the Bible? Why does this offend you so much? Why does it? The word Trinity is not in the Bible. My simple point is, with John the 23rd calling all of us to holiness and to a greater lay participation, with John Paul II calling young people forward and all people to be more proud, to evangelize, to not be afraid to speak truth to power and to say the truth. Look, let me end with this. If you're going to keep, not you, I'm just talking to somebody in general, okay? This isn't you, okay? I'll make it easier for you. But if you want to go through life like being on an elevator, you know how people are in an elevator? Don't look at me, don't know you, don't want to know you, you probably have a contagious disease, I'm breathing the other way. If that's what floats your boat, and that's what you consider an exciting life, well, what am I going to tell you? I'm offering you a much more adventuresome life, a much more motivated, purposeful life, a life of mission and direction. In Jesus Christ's holy name, accept this, and with two new saints on our sides, let's follow their lead, and like Thomas at Holy Communion time, maybe we can say with the saints as we receive him, my Lord and my God. In conclusion, I thought he was going to start clapping. He just dropped something. In conclusion, yeah, that's narcissism. It works all the time in me. Voices are always moving to my head. Yeah, that's a good ending. No, that was a decent ending, but I can't stop there. Lastly, if what I'm saying is true, this faith of which I speak in the resurrection, it's a peace. There's a peace about you. There really is. That the world can't give. And I got even better news. The world can't take.